have seen them play Bank. I do know a little bit about the strategies that they go into, but we'll have to see how Oregon takes us first, because that's exactly where we're going to be headed. And surprise, surprise, no Lion for either team, but I'm sure both of them will be happy with that.
Yeah, Lion ban, pretty standard. We saw it pass through on border for some ungodly reason, and Glaz being taken out as the secondary ban on the attacking side. This is all pretty standard. I imagine this will be Amira. Yeah, there it is. And then
3 for 3 today, Flynn. Doing well.
Oh, yeah. What do you want to call? I'm going to take Echo.
Upside Clash.
All right. Echo.
4 for 4. Well played.
I'm the best. Team Empire going to be starting on the attack on Oregon for map number 1 of the grand finals between Empire and the Vodafone Giants. Haven't seen, I don't think, any Oregon. No, we did see Penta play one Oregon game earlier on yesterday, but that is it. And that's weird, honestly. Oregon is a staple map through the rotation. Gets played a heck of a lot, and to not see it come out until one game in the quarterfinals and one game in the grand finals, that's odd to me.
Yeah, it has been, I would say, majority. Coastline and Border has been our really go-to map, but then again, it is best of 1, so you don't really have to see Oregon come out every single time in a best of 3, just, you know, like we would with any other LAN event, but certainly we do see it finally appear inside of a best of 3. I still have to favor Empire because it is that run and gun type of playstyle map where they can really utilize players like Joystick. They can utilize Shockwave as well, who has been performing pretty good on the attack. And then I'm sure Karzeka, he will play extremely strong on the defense. That's naturally what he's used to. And they will start off with a top floor defense on the kids' bedroom for Vodafone Giants. So not going to opt for the downstairs, which is normally what we see a lot of teams go for nowadays, but no, it will be the secondary bombs, I would say. Of course, kitchen and dining and the big tower and rear stage is always going to be an option, but we don't really see them come out until both of these bomb sites have been defended, and then you have to be forced to one of them.
Well, Team Empire, nothing if not consistent with their operator choices on attack. This is basically the same 5 operators we've seen them run on attack every single game. They don't get very deep with their utility calls on attack, and if it works by all means, but that is something we've noted multiple times now, that they've probably got like 7 ops throughout this entire tournament that they've used on attack. Yeah,
their map pool, or not their map pool, their operator pool really hasn't flexed all too often. Sure, we've seen sometimes, if I believe Ash has gotten banned once, and that was against Trust Gaming that Team Empire did play, and that was way back then on the Friday. And I do believe that Joystick, he did pick Capitao up for that particular matchup, so they have at least attempted something, but for the most part it has been these exact same operators. Karzeka never really favoring the Buck. It has always been the Sledge for that soft destruction, but then again, on this particular map, Buck isn't as good, I would say, compared to other maps. Sure, Oregon has that destructibility factor inside of the kitchen area, and then you can go ahead and rip up the entire floor from the skeleton key. Creates a lot of havoc for anybody inside of those kids' bedrooms. And talking about the kids' bedrooms, it seems to be that that's where Empire want to pressure.
Yeah, going for a full tower take, pressing through attic, and now repelling on the kids' windows. I mean, this is an older strategy that we don't really see employed very often. Lion taking a lot of damage, and Joystick, of all people on Empire, will start us off with the first kill, but Drid will trade out Shockwave before Shepard takes down Vasily, and they engage on the kids' windows.
This is something that we've been used to way too much. Barrage, excellent shot from him. Head glitching that bomb, one of the best bombs, I would say, to defend any type of bomb site. But that man, Joystick, once again, I'm getting fed up with saying this. I'm fed up with saying Joystick, the amount of kills he gets. So it will go in favor of Team Empire, with still 50 seconds to go. Barrage and Sake will have to prove excellent in their close range adaptability. Karzeka will pick up one more for himself. Barrage, he will finally fall. Sake down to him inside of a 1 versus 3. Manages to kill Joystick, but outside on that double window, Shepard will be there.
Still tucked into the top of White Stairs. Launches out a Nitro Cell in vain. It's going to land well short. Still battling the top of the White Stairs as Shepard is completing the plant by big window. There's not a lot of hope here for Sake unless he can get downstairs and shoot through the floorboards, but no, the plant gets completed. It's going for a full rotation on 5 HP to the top of the armory stairs. Shepard trying to head up to the rooftops as well as Karzeka. They're going to try and defend this from deep outside up on top of rooftops with a long angle with that ACOG, and one shot from any range will take down Sake. It's basically all over. They have perfect purview from the double window and the attic roof. or the small tower roof, sorry, is Sake getting closer and closer, inching his way towards his inevitable demise as there's just nothing here to do. He's going to waste some time and allow the Vodafone Giants to try and regroup. Comms-wise, he tucks in behind the bunk bed, and all those SMG-11 bullets, not favorable recoil anymore, but it will be Shepard with the L8 from range that will shut it down. Empire starting things off hot, up 1-0.
That's what we expect from Team Empire in these very aggressive window plays. Joystick once again, he's there, he's getting the kills, doing everything he can to single-handedly win this for Team Empire, but then again, Karzeka also proved pretty fatal on the side of Team Empire to eliminate those Vodafone Giants players. They will go once again for the top floor. They're not going to change anything up, not going to go for the downstairs. Vigils is a bit of a weird one, I would say, for the upstairs, because we don't really see too much of a heavy roam game on the bottom floors. The only really roam game we would see would be from, for example, a Pulse, because then he can utilize that cardiac scanner, C4 right up on all of that wooden floor, but we'll see where he works with it. Potentially Big Tower could be the insight that Vodafone are going to try and look to hold, and definitely it will be a very aggressive take as you do see the connections being made all the way through and into the Big Tower, so it will be to try and sanction off that area, try and waste time as much as they can for Team Empire, because attacking that Big Tower, the very, very top floor, is very troublesome for a lot of the attackers to actually kill whoever that may be up top there. Will it be Dread on the Vigil, or will it be Jaeger, who is, I would say, the most common operator we see playing inside of the Big Tower?
Surprised we didn't get any spawn aggression like we saw in the very first game on console between these two. No one really going for runouts or peaks or aggression, really. The Giants really just playing a standard game, a reserved game as well. Not a lot of roaming. I think it was just the Jaeger who was lying last time. Now they've swapped roles as well, but last time around there wasn't a lot as far as map control for the Giants, and now got a full tower hold from Sake and Vasily.
This is exactly what I expected, was to see at least somebody up there, and Sake, excellent pick onto Joystick. That sets things in motion for Vodafone. The me and Fragger eliminated it for Team Empire, and it does open things up just a little bit more. We still know that Empire can still frag out as much as they can, but the aggressive peaks that you did talk about will be implemented, but no, the punish will come out. Dread, however, I believe playing on a roamer over in towards that downstairs way, and the basement manages to go for the flank and gets one for his troubles, as that will be Habana off the board. So that's pretty good. You've got rid of the Ash, Joystick, and you've also got rid of Shepard on that hard breach, or Shockwave, should I say. So it leaves up to Shepard, Cypher, and Karzeka to try and pull their team through this. It's going to be a bit of a rough one.
Pretty happy that Sake held back as soon as Vasily went for that jump. You don't want to throw away the man advantage you just got, so the jump, ill-advised from Vasily, but aggression does pay off sometimes. Now Drid coming up the small tower stairs, right up against the window, is going to pop it open and signal Scyther to be very afraid of his backside and still worried about Sake up in the Big Tower. Multiple angles for Scyther to flip through right now, and it's a very disadvantageous position for him as Drid is coming back down through the kitchen hallway, dining, and now kitchen. It's a good retreat there. Spook everyone on Empire, draw their attention, draw their utility, and draw their time, and head back to safety with the rest of the team.
That's exactly it. Draw the time, make sure you can waste as much as you can, because it makes things a lot easier for a defender whenever you know exactly in the final 5 seconds they can only jump through, for example, one double window or up the white stairs. It's very easy to hold your angles, establish those crossfires that we've seen so many times. Cypher does manage to punish Sake for that peak. Does square up into a 3 versus 3, so this is where Vodafone do not want to be giving away these stupid kills over aggression. You're doing these silly peaks that we know that they do. We've seen them do it against Penta, which they did manage to be against Penta, but it was very close. Still, they have, I would say, the advantage because Empire are nowhere near in establishing any control of that white stairs. Karzeka, he is actually going to be good. It's still cautious of somebody looking from above. Mirage, he will start the fire down the white stairs, misses a couple of shots. Shepard will eliminate one, jumping in through double window, but Mirage will be there from the white stairs. 2 versus 2, 5 seconds to go. Both members of Empire will walk up the white stairs. Lion holding the angle. This is what I said was going to happen. Shepard does fall, not enough time for Karzeka, and Team Empire will lose that round, and Vodafone Giants finally get the bounce back that they needed. One
of the best things for the Giants there is even though Vasily went for that run out jumping out of tower, a suicide mission, as we're going to see on the replay here. They lost their nitro cell. They lost their instant lethality at range, but what they still maintained was Lion on the smokes, playing very safe inside of bedroom, not exposing himself, using all 3 canisters in the last 30 seconds to delay that push in, and Empire just run out of time. So good resistance there on the tower take from the Giants. And Empire now are going to have to probably deal with a clash, although that might be a 6-pick considering. No, they left it open, and they're going to 6-pick to a castle, and now defending tower are the Giants. They do not want to go downstairs, evidently.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how they can cope with this particular bomb site. I would say it's the worst out of the 4 that you can really go for.
Yeah.
Sure, you can go for it because the way the objective parameter goes, if you do defend the downstairs and that upstairs, then you do have that dining hall or even the big tower to go to. Still, dining hall seems to be the more defendable over the most part, but then again, maybe this is something Vodafone Giants have worked on. Maybe they know the Empire aren't the best at attacking this. You would still suspect Team Empire, they're picking the exact same lineup. They should be ready for anything that really comes their way with that. You know, they have the great utility, they have the hard breach, the fragging potential with joystick. It's a bit of a weird one for me.
Attackers are moving to defuse
It's
bombs.
peculiar to say the least. Now, we've seen a lot of clash play throughout this tournament, and a decent helping of it has been very useful at delaying the attacking push, being an ultimate distraction, and just being a utility dump for everyone to come over and waste a lot of utility on, whether it's stun grenades or stun canisters or impact nades, frag grenades, you name it. Anything you can throw or shoot, really.
You can throw the round. Can they throw the round at her?
Hey, man. We've seen some pretty good throws so far. Not lately, but early on we did see some very expertly well done throws.
Wonder if we'll get any more. I'm sure we probably will because we know Team Empire can win those unwinnable positions. We'll see if they can do it in this round, because certainly this is going to be something new to them that they don't play every single time. Even in their scrim practices, you don't really expect teams to still go for the big tower area, and some teams don't even want to play Oregon sometimes. Oregon has kind of fit into the meta where anybody can pick up and play the map. There's not a whole deal of strats that you really need to go into. Empire, they will start trying to work on the windows. You can see 4 people outside of the north area off the map. Shepard trying to work his way over towards the asset group, potentially. Also, I'd imagine getting the crossfire set up. If Dread does walk over into that line of sight, then that will be an easy kill for Shepard.
Well, 1 frag grenade launched in. The second one going to do a little bit of damage, but not take down Dread. And this is half the round now wasted for Empire, just trying to get rid of Dread's clash play. Now impact grenades being launched in. Dread still above 25 HP in T3. Sake's gonna get the first kill onto Karzeka. He tried to rush into the objective. Shepard will trade it right back though from the rooftops.
That's what we said. The crossfire has been established by Empire, and that's certainly going to go in the way of their favor. Dread doing an excellent job at stalling out this round almost indefinitely. It's going to have to be some pretty risky plays, and finally that concussion grenade will land. It's Mark and Joystick. He will hit the shots that his team's needs. Going into 45 seconds, Barrage Lion and Vasily will have to play quick in their toes because this Empire attack is coming in quick.
Descending from above, Shepard walks into the T2 windows, has diffuser in hand. Scyther grabs another one onto Barrows. It's all up to Lion. The smoke alone, no T3 control. Coming up the basement stairs, they'll trade to round out the round. A tower defense, maybe not the most optimal decision for the Giants, as downstairs was wide open to them. They still have yet to go there, and they only have 2 defensive options left.
Especially whenever we see that same attacking lineup every single time from Empire, we know that they don't really have anything that menacing to really use and abuse for that laundry room. We don't see them pick Ying, we don't see them pick Shields. I'm quite surprised we haven't seen a Blitz this tournament, have we?
No, I haven't seen a Blitz at all, and we're going back to tower. The Giants right now are making some interesting decisions, and they're not even bringing the clash, which was pretty much the only good part about
really
that round.
Yeah.
You have that T3 control for 2 minutes. They can't do anything, and they're dumping utility at you. They're wasting the time, as is the role, and then you go back to the same objective without taking the clash. I guess their thinking is, while Drid was able to stand there and absorb a lot of things being thrown at him, he couldn't fire back. Maybe they're thinking, oh, and now Barrows has taken almost half damage in prep while trying to shoot a drone. The Giants right now, they look completely lost on Oregon.
Not the best start, I would say.
No.
Certainly things that Vodafone can make right in hopefully later rounds. Oregon definitely isn't really clicking with them at this stage. They're going back for the defense that they did lose on quite hefty as well. There's plenty still of the man count in favor of Team Empire. Maybe they're going to try and play a little bit more aggressive. We know that certainly Vodafone Giants can do that. We've seen them do it against Empire inside Consulate. Thankfully for Empire, there's going to be no Consulate inside of the map pool, and that does suit them quite nicely, but still Oregon does manage to give Empire, I would say, that early lead if they manage to take that map, which they really need, because as soon as a team like Empire, they start building up momentum, nobody can really stop that in their tracks. We've seen yesterday, they lost the game against Vodafone, and then every single match they played after that, they got better and better and better. And that was kind of, like, I would say, the standpoint that really stuck out for Empire, is that they bounced back so good. And Shepard, an excellent shot, once again playing on top of that roof, trying to cover all these windows. I'm really liking the split decision that these players of Empire are going to try and attempt. Vasily, he will, however, eliminate Joystick with that aggressive C4 that I did say I would like to see them do, and that's exactly what will be the case.
So instead of having T3 control for 2 minutes and absorbing the utility, Vasily with a wide peek onto the T2 windows, and then he jumps out again.
Wow.
Throws his life away after he establishes man advantage for his team. And the T3 advantage is gone too. No one's gone up to reclaim that. I think Drid is thinking about climbing up that ladder, try and grab the top control. The other two defenders stacked inside of meeting up on the stage. Some bad positioning so far for the Giants. Another peek coming out, and that's Shockwave downing and finishing off Barrows. That's the man advantage back in the favor of Empire. Drone bait as he's waiting for someone to get aggressive on his doorway, and this is looking all Empire once again.
Lion really needs to play pretty big, just like the way we did see him do it yesterday with this smoke. He had great plays. Equally so did Dred. I thought he was a real big standout player as well yesterday, and also during the Penta game versus Vodafone Giants, he was a big standout player. Shock, he will push in with the Bearing 9. Is he going to go for the pick? He doesn't see him. Yes, he does. Headshot will come in, but Dred will automatically get the refrag, but Shepard will be there to clean up house. And Team Empire, they will go in the lead quite dramatically. 3 rounds to 1.
I don't know what's going on with the Giants right now. They look so good.
They look like dwarfs.
They do. They do. Like, I don't understand the decision making here. You go back to tower when you have the basement open. You have all the possibilities available to you except for top floor. And maybe they'll head back there now, down 3-1. And we're going to get a tack break as well, I imagine, from the Giants, if anyone is going to take a tack break, because riding the momentum right now after losing round number 1, Empire, I mean, it is a Giants tactical break. I mean, Empire is probably loving this right now. We saw this on Border as well in the last game against Penta. The Empire team very hot off the start. A tack break comes out, and then things turn the other way. So maybe this is the beginning of the turnaround for the Giants, but they have one last defensive attempt, and then they're on the attack. And what we saw from them yesterday significantly was their defensive prowess, their ability to be aggressive and get in the face of their opponents. On attacks, they did not look as strong.
So certainly this will delay Team Empire and their momentum. Just cools down Joystick just that little bit more, which I'm sure Empire don't want. They want him as fiery as much as they can, because we have seen time and time again the devastation this guy can do with not just an R4C in his hands, but also the 416 in his hands, which will be coming up after our final round for Vodafone on the defense, and Empire their final attack. See if Vodafone can at least pull it into a 2-3, and Empire, can they take the lead? Going up 4 rounds to 1. We'll have to see as round 5 is underway. It will be back upstairs to that bedroom. And last time, Vodafone, they did have some of the angles covered, but then again, Empire, we've seen how strong they can be really on those windows. It's going to be a bit of a rough one.
Yeah, and I mean, this tower take, they had, like I said, some good resistance inside of tower, but eventually it all fell apart for them. And the only thing that was really the saving grace on that round that they won upstairs was Lion on the smoke.
10 seconds to go.
just playing it safe and making sure they had the utility. If they had lost that utility earlier on in the round and supplemented in someone else who stayed alive, I don't think that round goes their way. It was the delay factor, the smoke canisters, that won them the round. And going back upstairs, I mean, this is Empire poised to take a 4-1 lead into the second half.
I would imagine that Empire will attack from the exact same way they've been doing it every single time, all the way in through the big tower and rear stage. Don't see anybody over actually trying to stall out anybody coming in from Team Empire, which is a bit of a surprise because they should know that Empire always attack from the construction. At least put somebody up there. We know that Drid could do some damage with the 416 because he does have those ADSs, which always provide that great utility for stopping any grenades, may it be the frags or the stuns. Great intel from Vasily very early on, using those black eyes. They know exactly where the players of Empire will be attacking from, so this is where Vodafone, they have to rotate, they have to get themselves poised and ready for this attack. It should be fairly simple for the players like Dread to open up below those windows inside kitchen because they still have that control, and then simply wait until anybody repels in, and that should be easy kills all day of the week for Vodafone.
They hear the windows breaking and all collapse on the small tower as that Valcam information not going to be able to be acted upon as Vasily rips out a small tower back to safety, not throwing away his life this time as the last 2 rounds inside a tower he vaulted out to his ultimate and certain demise, losing that nitro cell without being able to use it the first time and then getting a pick with it and then just throwing his life away after for seemingly no reason. This Cam is still spotting out multiple repels on the north side, but there's a Claymore at the door. Vasily's going to spot it at least. There's 2 Claymores, one on top of the dumpsters and one down below. Good utilization of that utility there from Empire, a team that we rag on for not going deep with their utility. At least they're using their secondary gadgets quite well.
Drid, he will start things off with a kill onto Joystick. Cypher will refrag, however, onto Lion. Double kill for Cypher. That's going to be the big entryway for Team Empire to finally utilize that, but the run out from Vasily will prove to be enough for the fault card. Zeka, Shockwave, and also Drid will come in right beside each other. Do they know that they are literally on the other side of the wall? Great pick in the Valkyrie camera, to be fair. Drid, he should know that he's right there. Easy pre-fire, but no, Shockwave will have the upper hand. And it does go back into the favor of Team Empire. Vasily downstairs. Sake not even inside the bomb site. Nobody is in the diffuser. It will get planted. This will have to be an emphatic retake from Sake. And Vasily, do you see Shockwave? You do, and you finally managed to get the kill. That could have ended harshly for the Mute. But then again, Cypher, he has these angles covered. All they have to do is sit back, relax, watch the diffuser. Shepard in the exact same position he did during that first round. Vasily, all he can really do is at least get a kill on the Cypher, but from there, Cypher, he will hold the angle. 4K for the Sophia. Not Joystick this time, it will be Cypher, who we have said this entire weekend hasn't really done too much.
No, Cypher has picked up the and decided to come alive at the most opportune time for Empire because, yeah, in the first day, in their game against Vodafone, he didn't look so hot specifically. He was also playing anchor roles and not really doing a lot of... there wasn't even a Zofia really that they were playing early on. This is like the one swap up they've made up on attack, and it's paying major dividends so far for Scyther. And as the games got harder and harder, then we saw Scyther pick up earlier today with their game against Penta, and now in this game, the more on the line there is for the competition, it seems like that's when Scyther comes alive, because the rest of the team proved early on in the losers bracket they didn't quite need him, getting a 6-0 and a 6-2.
Yeah, Empire the only team to actually walk away with a clean sweep of a match. Nobody else can say they did that. Nobody else can say they went to overtime as well, so certainly Empire breaking all the rules, and we will see a downstairs basement for the first time inside of this series because Vodafone, they didn't really want to go near that laundry room, which is a bit of a shock. Instead, the big tower was chosen twice, and then also the upstairs was chosen 3 times. Not even the dining hall was chosen either, so certainly Empire, this is more familiar territory for us. We're expecting to see Empire have these stable anchor holds inside of the meeting. You still have Joystick there on the Jaeger, who certainly should become more of an impact because we know how good he is on that roaming role.
Just picking up the operator lineup coming out from the Giants right now, I don't like what I'm seeing. Just simply off, there's a lot of utility right now, whether it's the Maverick blowtorch, the asphyxiating bolts on barrels, the frag grenades on Vasily. there's a lot of utility right now with focus on displacing someone holding in a simple position, a lockdown position like an anchor, or someone on a roam sitting in one spot, and that's not what Empire do. They play very fluid on the defense. They maneuver the map like crazy. Joystick is going to head everywhere he wants on the map with ease, and there's a lot of focus right now for the utility on the Giants to isolate one person and have them locked down in one position. Joystick with 40 kills, most kills in the tournament. That's not surprising, to say the least. And Scyther is 24. So lately, he's definitely picked it up because he's encroaching on Joystick's territory after having 2 games where I think he got a combined 2 kills.
That's still 16 kills difference, though. You know, that's
True.
Still at least 2 matches for Cypher, I would say, to even pull those figures back up. And then by that time, Joystick, he'll probably be on 60 at that stage. And once again, that man,
Number 41.
Nobody ever plays that aggressive. Who runs out of double door and challenges White Van? Nobody does that. Everybody knows on defense, White Van is the most stable crossfires where it cuts off any rotation you want to go for. And Joystick just said, I want 41 kills. I got my 41 kills.
Castle barricades being a nuisance as well for pushing in either downstairs or in through kitchen. They've castled off the pantry door, and that was Karzeka on the Ella going for a roam. He was initially upstairs, and he's returned to his initial spot. But like I said, Empire, they maneuver the map with ease. They're a very fluid team. They do not get locked down into one position. We've seen Joystick do a lap of the map already, and he's waiting for Vasily inside of Attic, who's prone behind the sandbags currently, to make a move. And if you're the Giants right now, you're down 4-1, you're down a man, and you only have a minute left. You cannot afford to just lay behind some sandbags and wait for Empire to make the first move.
We know this is Oregon. Time is always going to be against you, as those ever so present smoke grenades will come into big play. Joystick, another kill for him. We've said this so many times this week, and a kill for Joystick. There's nothing new here. That will be an excellent kill from Joystick as well, up through the attic after that flank protection was eliminated. So down to Dread and Lion. He will start to get gassed just like we were mentioning that. Shepard puts another nail in the coffin, and Joystick 4K for him. Team Empire 1 round away from taking the first map in Oregon.
This is bad for the Giants right now. This is real bad. They look like they don't know how to contain Empire after doing a pretty darn good job of it on Consulate on day number 1 yesterday for our very first game of the English broadcast. It was the shock factor that the Giants were able to take down Empire 6-3 on Consulate, and now on Oregon it looks like this is payback time for the Russians.
They're coming for blood. 100% they want this. Karzeka, his first LAN, he wants to make it his first win as well. A lot of things riding on an Empire, because I would certainly say that from the community they have had a lot of stick. They always say, oh, Empire, they're only an online team, they wouldn't do well at LAN. These guys could easily compete in some of the best tournaments in the world. Easily. I'd imagine they'll probably go to DreamHack, and that will probably be another big test for them. And if they do well at that, Empire just look even more threatening time and time again. They're tearing up Challenger League. They're set to make it into Pro League. And for a lot of Pro League teams, that should be a big worry, because this Empire team is probably one of the strongest looking teams I think we've had since Secret.
Well, currently tied for first in EU Challenger League only because they
forfeited.
They forfeited a map because they didn't have a guy at home due to some technical issues.
Yeah, Shepard was caught in a storm.
Yeah.
Quite worrisome that.
So the fact that they could be undefeated right now is just terrifying. And secondly, the number 1 seed after the end of the Challenger League playoffs auto advances into Pro League. So Empire making everyone here, including a pro team, their dessert, and they're looking to move on and take this as another ring to add to the collection.
So Empire, they still have this aggressive Joystick ready for the roam game. Like, this guy, he is just made of steel. Nothing scares him, nothing frightens him, and he will take a fight over anybody. Doesn't matter who it is. I'm sure this guy could probably take the fight to G2 if it had to come down to. He wouldn't be scared of anybody in the world. This guy is just running about as if he owns Oregon. He owns this entire house.
Would have been interesting to actually see that matchup back when they were Room Factory at the Invitational group stage, but unfortunately didn't get to see that. They're in separate groups, and it seems like a mirror image here for the Giants as they're stacking for a kid's Windows take towards the top bomb site, top floor bomb site. And Joystick and Karzeka, this duo roam, look like they want to go for the flank. There's only one man, I think it's Vasily, on T2 stairs right now, who's going to be holding down the angles. His drone gets shot out. He might be holding the angle. Sake is going to grab the first kill of the round onto site. They're turning the corner. Joystick runs straight through a stream of bullets. The return fire not going to land. Drid down to about 25 HP, but two anchors extremely low of health. And now Joystick is going to get down and finish off through the window. Shepard trades one out. It's a 3v4 for Empire to battle out of.
The window game will still be where Vodafone want to establish their domination. Shepard here has SMG-11 and also the shotgun, which can do a lot of work. You can see the angle being held by Vasily, just barely misses the kneecap of the smoke. Just have to see if Shepard will peek. He goes for the run across, but stuck in between the sandwich of the windows. Another gas caster will be expended. 1 minute to go. Vodafone, they have certified themselves, but the run out the Karzeka double kill, bypasses the Claymore, and Shepard another dent in the armor of Vodafone Giants, and it will be down to Drid, stuck inside of a 1 versus 2.
Drid alone, 25 HP. Shepard and Karzeka looking to close out map number 1, triggering a goo mine down in short hallway right underneath the top of the white stairs. Kill holes that they've made. Diffuser is lost outside. Drid down to about 10 HP or so, trying to maneuver his way up the white stairs. Smoke canister going out towards hallway. Both defenders were having their sights trained towards the main hallway, and Drid's already made it to the top of white stairs. He's going to rush in, but Shepard will hear him. Empire take map number 1, 6-1. Heading into map number 2, which will be banked, already up 1. Coming up the loser's bracket, making everyone look like fools in comparison.
Yeah, just utter domination from Empire. Vodafone, they weren't even in with a shot of beating that map. Nowhere near it. That was just a complete night and day switch from both of those teams. Empire showing why you don't play them on maps like Oregon. If we get to that third map, I'm sure Border would probably tell the same story. Bank, certainly the wild card inside of this map. And we'll see if Vodafone can bounce back. They need to get their heads back into it. Whenever they let that morale slip, they start thinking like Joystick is inkillable. Every time they see a Jaeger, they